This video is brought to you by the Bates College Digital and Computational Studies program under a Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike version 4.0 license. So I'm going to quickly show you the tool draw.io. When you open it up, you get this web view. You can choose to connect it to your Google Drive if you want. I'm going to give this a name, which is a Tamagotchi brain. This is essentially going to be the brain for my simple Tamagotchi. On the left, you have a whole bunch of options for the kinds of diagramming tools you can use. I selected Flowchart, and each of these little blobs has a meaning. So you can see this is a preparation. So I'm going to start by setting the hunger level of my Tamagotchi to 0. And then I'm going to wait for my user to do something. Okay, and I chose the rectangle because a rectangle supposedly represents a process. I don't know what else we should use. Seems good to me. But really the critical block is a decision block. And so while we're waiting for user input, we can say, was A pressed? And we'll keep that short, but we mean the A button. And if it was, then we should perhaps decrease the hunger of the Tamagotchi, because we are essentially feeding feed the Tamagotchi. So we'll say feed the Tamagotchi. Right. And if it wasn't pressed, we might then have to increase the hunger level. All right, so Tamagotchis want to be fed, and at this point wait, 1,000 milliseconds for user input. All right, so now we're starting to see something that's looking a little like a program. So we start off by setting the hunger level of a Tamagotchi to 0. I'm hovering over this arrow, and I say, okay, yeah, let's go there. Hover here, and I can draw a connection, and I can draw a connection, and I can draw a connection to go back to waiting for user input. And down here, I'll draw an arrow over here, and then I'll draw an arrow here. And the critical thing is that you can also label arrows. So was A pressed? Yes, it was pressed, in which case we decrease the hunger and then go back to waiting. If it was not pressed, then we double click and we say no. And at that point, we increase the hunger level, wait another 1,000 seconds. Was A pressed? No. And that way we can see that our Tamagotchi will get more and more hungry. Somewhere in here, we might want processes for showing what the hunger level is, or let the user somehow find out what the hunger level is. But this is a very simple Tamagotchi brain. When I'm done, I can save it, and I can connect it to my Google Drive to save things directly to my Google Drive, or I can export a PNG, and I can say I want it to have a transparent background and say download. At that point, this is an old brain, get rid of the old brain. I get an image, and you can see it is exactly what I just drew. And I can drag that into a Google Doc if I want to write something up. And that's it. If you want, you can do this on paper, or you can use draw.io.